Hello, this is an inspection of a Bechstein Model 5 upright piano 1901, and it's been brought in because it's got the typical Bechstein problem of this age, which is wrestplank problem, as we'll see in a minute. First of all, looking at the case, that's in pretty good condition, although it would be great if it was redone. There's a fantastic inlay, and you've got the original candlesticks there. The front panels are the most faded, really. The side panels are not too bad, and the top is not too bad either. So that's possible to redo it. Obviously, it can be done while we're restoring the piano. The fall here, the lid over the keys, is also extremely in need of polishing. So really, with a black finish, we usually say refinish the whole piano. And before looking at the wrestplank problem, let's look at the soundboard, which, not surprisingly, has got cracks on it. Now, if we were to restring the piano, we could refinish the soundboard. Normally, we'd fill the cracks and then redo the soundboard at the same time. Worth doing once the piano's in bits, really. There's no evidence of moth or woodworm in the piano, and in fact, it's had the tapes replaced and has got really good hammers here as well, so that's encouraging. The dampers are also quite well regulated, and the springs are very tight, so that's another plus point. Now, you may have seen this felt here as I've been videoing. That felt's been put in because it's got the wrestplank problem. Now, this is typical of a Model 5 Bechstein 1901. You get basically the wrestplank behind here dries out, and so the tuning pins won't hold. And they put these felts in to try and compensate for it. Really, that's not really very effective. Now, we take the felts out and we see they've been put in, because these tuning pins won't hold. In this case, the middle one here, you just can turn it so easily. And it's just slipping round. So the wood inside here is dried out. It needs replacing. If it was just one, then that was pulling around on its own. If it was just one, then you might consider replacing the tuning pin. But I know from experience that Model 5, even if some people fully restore them without replacing the wrestplank, you just can't do that. There's too many of them that have problem with wrestplanks, even at 1901. And 1902 is the crossover point that they remodel it and make the Model 10, and that doesn't seem to have problems. But this old wrestplank, actually, if you look there, you see that someone's tried to fill it with a resin to try and hold the wrestplank tight, but that doesn't work either. In the end, there's only one solution, that's replacing the wrestplank. Someone's also put a hydrosteel unit inside the piano. This is hooked on inside the bottom panel, but it's bone dry, and really, unless you keep that full of water, it doesn't really have much effect. Really, the only solution is the wrestplank changing. Now, it's got a nice sweet underlying tone, and I see no reason why this won't come up as a beautiful piano. It's straight strung, but these tall straight strungs actually have as long bass strings as the shorter overstrungs. So the reason they do straight strung is because you get better damping at this point here, and so it's not an economy. It's just restyle the piano, and around here, much better damping than an overstrung. Now, here's an overstrung Bechstein. It's also come in for assessment and got problems, but you see, if it's overstrung, not only do you get short dampers, which gives a high harmonic, because the damper's too short here and it can't obviously fit in. If you look at the other one, so this one we got a longer damper, no problem with restricting the size of the damper there, and you need really good damping at that point. So this one, which is a Model 4 Bechstein, it's had work done to it, but it's got problems. Again, with the wrestplank, we're going to look at that in a video in a minute. But we have a problem with damping there, and also you get a problem with it. The tone of the string here is different from the tone of the string here, because it goes to a different part of the soundboard. So as you go to a lot of difference. So the Model 5 and its successor, the Model 10, which is made later on, is more sensible in many respects to the Model 4 or the Model 9. I omitted to notice that the damping, although it's coming off well with the pedal, is actually lifting off much too early with the keys, making it feel uneven and quite heavy, really, so that needs regulating as well. So in summary, this Bechstein Model 4 has a huge potential. It just seems to be mainly the wrestplanks are the big problem. It would be great to repolish it. Here's an example of a repolished, a modern finish, repolished on a Steinway 1888, so you can get a fantastic finish. You can redo the piano in French polish too, but it's a really difficult job to do, to get black right. I really like modern black finishes. I think they're ideal, and even for an older piano it's very common to do that nowadays. So it's a Bechstein Model 9 1901 with wrest plank problems. A lot of potential as a piano though. It actually has a few regulation problems on some of the keys seem to be sticking as well. That needs sorting, but basically a lot of potential. So a few problems on the wrest plank there, but once it's sorted, it's going to be really excellent. Thank you very much for listening.